Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off it, an exciting, amazing 2 vs 2 right here on Val Farmlands. Between these, we got here Leiarde and TwistedTootsy forming up the Allies. 3rd Armored Division, supported by elements of the 11th Armored Division. Tasked here with dealing with a German armoured build-up from the 2nd Panzer Division, which Allied reconnaissance had detected, and before they are able to launch an assault, the Allies are to smash their faces in and push them back. Leiarde here goes straight for heavy cavalry with triple infantry. TwistedTootsy's got commando, special weapons, and mobile assault versus mechanized, Jaeger armor, elite troops, firestorm, scavenge, and elite armor here from Shadics with infantry and Sturmpioneer bulletins. We got a Sturmpioneer folks, we got a coolbang start here for him. Pantherfame with double grenadiers, 1 pioneer squad. Double section into Vickers for TwistedTootsy, and double rifle here for Leiarde as he moves here towards the centre, laying down tank trap to defend the munitions point there. So that allows, in this case, Shadics set for the northern viewpoint uncontested, but then again, Leiarde might just figure that's not going to be worth it anyways if he's up against the Oberkommando West. You know, rushing straight to the Sturmpioneers in the wrong place could really just end up feeding the Germans a lot of, well, you know, manpower. So rather than doing that, he's going to take a more casual, slow approach here, more secure, tactical, avoiding any sort of, shall we say, unpleasantries. And with the signing of the Kuhlwagen, of course, he realises he probably was right to, you know, take it this way. Otherwise, the Kuhlwagen, the Sturmpioneers, could very well have ganged up on his riflemen, and that would have been very one-sided. So right here, I think they took the right decision. In the centre, further, we got skirmishing up, more tactics being laid down. In the south, you can see TwistedTootsy rushing straight for the point there. More infantry around now. You can see that the Leiarde's up north. It might get a bit surrounded here as Shadics aims for firepower superiority. Reasons there, forming up the Sturmpioneers advance M1 carbine, sending out rapidly with the counter but they're taking heavy damage. Shadics has just been able to concentrate more firepower up north here than Leiarde, partly thanks to the Kuhlwagen. Got the second rifle squad around, but at this stage, they just hopelessly outgunned. I mean, Leiarde might as well just retreat here. There's nothing he can do here versus Shadics. It's just going to be a waste of manpower. We got a 4th foot squad there for Shadics, though. 4th foot grenadiers. In the south there, we got grenadiers being pushed back here with the double sections. And the Vickers here pushing back the grenadier squad. Further skirmishing up north. Shots being fired, Kuhlwagen being fixed up. In the south, you've got sections advancing up, grabbing these sandbags down to help defend this area versus any German counter-attacks. Vickers may have support here. Up north, Leiarde continues to struggle here as he's actually just feeding Shadics here units piecemeal, which is definitely not the tactically or more strategically sound approach there by Leiarde. Just makes it pretty easier for Shadics to deal with him. So even if his forces are scattered and, well, you know, slightly depleted, they can also put up a more cohesive line of defense here versus Leiarde for quite a long time. So at some point, obviously, they're gonna break, but Leiarde's gonna just throw in a lot more men added before that point happens, before the breaking point basically arrives. So this is not the most tactically sound approach there by Leiarde, I would say so far. Not the most tactically sound. He should just form up his men and make a bigger counterattack that's much more focused, much more organised, and that's a lot harder for Shadics to just be back, whereas just, you know, sending riflemen here and there is much easier for Shadics to just deal with. The south here, tanks. We got trenches up as well there from TwistedTootsy. Trenches, interesting. University rolling up pretty aggressively for him. Got the Vickers K there added on top as well. Follows them being flanked by the riflemen. Find something a bit more organised up here. The recent repulsed by the Sturmpioneer Kuhlwagen combo. But there you go. Fulton's overwhelmed, outnumbered. Mein Gott, Lotto! They're everywhere! Everywhere! Well, just on 2 of the sides. Yeah, still, that's enough. We need to get out of here. I don't want to die here. Take up there for TwistedTootsy, straight to sappers. Troops are healing and enforcing for Leiarde. Is that a weapon rack? No, it's not. Just for some reason, my brain just interpreted it as that. Sappers are almost on for TwistedTootsy. Pantherfame taking up with the triple grenadier NG40. Whoa, that is really fast tech there. Normally, I mean, the recommendation is actually just try and skip tier 2 and go for tier 3. Instead, Pantherfame just rushes out tier 2 as fast as possible, then goes for an MG42. That's definitely an unusual Wehrmacht opening there. We got triple Volkswagen Sturmpioneers Kuhlwagen here for Shadics. Sturmpioneers will push back. That is for 2 versus 2, by the way. I'm not saying 1 versus 1. Obviously, things are a bit different there. But Kuhlwagen then pursued by a lot of allied things. Leiarde is still not making a lot of progress, and it just feels like to an extent he's feeding the Germans fire manpower. But in this case, though, 1-on-1 rifle versus Volkswagen That's Raven winning, particularly since Fultz actually just retreat or fall back, which just allows Raven a lot of free shots at close range. That was definitely not the best move there by Shadics. Honestly, he should have just retreated. He should have just retreated. That is just a waste of manpower and essentially feeds Leiarde their free experience, which is generally not what you're looking to do. In the south, we got a big counter-attack going in here from Pantherfame. Grenadiers, Pioneers rushing forwards. TwistedTootsy section doing what they can here without grenades, so they do lack the ability to just, at least, you know, impress a bit more danger upon the Germans. Vic is setting up here up north, but he's about to lose a section if he's not careful before setting up. But the Vickers hasn't set up. Oh dear. And now they're under fire from MB42. Bad news up there up north. And we can see they're partnering with the issue. I think if TwistedTootsy is now trying to manage too much to help out Leiarde, which is, you know, didn't do that quite correctly. Got the 2.5 check out for Pantherfame of the 2nd Panzer Division, which is so far having forced to concede ground to the British in the south, but again with TwistedTootsy forced to support its American ally, the Panzergrenadier Company in the south can push forwards. Meanwhile up north, flak half taking away there for Shadics. University opening up in the Fultz Grenadiers, and the Kuhlwagen moves up as well, burning out the trench here, turning into a nice little barbecue pit. Fultz goes there you go, anti-tank, and he goes from the Kuhlwagen, damaging it quite nastily. And he could be able to lose the Kuhlwagen here. Not, I'd say, a massive loss for Shadics at this point, obviously. I think it's done him quite a bit of good. And there you go, University Garage. Kuhlwagen goes up in flames, leaving poor Dieter and Dietrich dead. Wow, that was some quick self-repairs. I'm guessing that might have been a panic click there by TwistedTootsy. I mean, it basically suffers a stray bullet. He just pops 15 munitions to fix that. That seems a bit excessive. TwistedTootsy there following up with the AC in the south, though. Pantherfame has more or less broken through, and he's just sweeping through it all. I think failing a bit supports teammate and was just getting ganged up on the Leiarde and TwistedTootsy, so that could be arguably some slightly unfortunate teamwork there. And Leiarde, at first opportunity, begins calling in Rangers. 2 Ranger squads of that. 2 Ranger squads. Thompson submachine guns up. He hasn't tacked, in fact. He's just calling in Rangers. That's certainly not your average American strategy, that's for sure. At least not from what I see. I mean, if you do see it, I do feel sorry for you. Anyways, Ranger squad here. Thompson submachine guns added. AC opening up near the Grenadiers, more Grenadiers moving up to the front line there, though, but no real way of stopping all the Allied vehicles, and for that matter, no serious way of stopping the Rangers are. They get within sufficient range there with the Thompsons. And there you go, grenade off. Flampanzerwagen though, does help out. Does help out quite a bit versus the infantry, but less so versus the vehicles. So Leiarde hits through the Rangers. Ooh, spotting the Pack 40. 2-2 moving up as well here for Pantherfame. I like the punch speedwagon. Pioneers, get oh, looks like they might just survive. Grenadiers getting a bit close there. Now it's Pantherfame centre to get, you know, ganged up on as Shadics then secures the north. The Germans, I think, might find a bit more help if they actually try to support each other a bit more actively. Whereas the Allies so far, I think, are making reasonable progress by supporting each other, though I hope Leiarde takes up soon, because just relying on Rangers until then, I assume a Pershing, I think, is a bit of an excessively short-sighted strategy in some ways. Growing points here. Vic is holding up. Southern fuel point secured once more from the Huns. The Yaris. Rangers they're reinforcing. TwistedTootsy is yet to reel the docks in here versus his Hunnic foe. Up north there, light just going here between Raffen and the Volksgrenadiers pulling up here. Sturmgewehrs versus M1 Garands. And a Brandhandgranate added to the mix as well for some good old entertainment. Keep shooting, Ludwig, keep shooting. Hold down to take up, but not too much either, as he can't take that. There you go, got the AC flanking behind here. And might run straight into the Kedmare for there. We also got a flak half tech nearby. Once more strong Allied push. Leiarde, he could consider maybe laying down some mines with his rifle. Well, just to say that, he actually is doing that already. Splendid, splendid. Not a lot of players actually remember to lay down mines if they can, if they go for Doctrine Hazard. AC hits a mine though. Not a terror mine, otherwise that AC would not have been there any longer. Though, the Volksgrenadiers with a Pantherfame might be able to take care of that. Still no grenades here for Leiarde, so he doesn't have any sort of really start. And there you go, grenades flanking up, and with a 2-2, the AC is finally put to rest by the German army. Got Rangers squatting about. There you go, straight into mine, Rangers sweeping forward, Stoot being bunched up here. Thompson's blazing away. Grenades off as well, folks. They could get whacked if they're not careful, but no, they get away, and the 2-2 also looks to be getting away. Have you got the University moving up here? Rangers continue to move ahead for Grenadiers retreating. Full squad here left behind to cover the retreat of everybody else. Before then retreating as well, we got the Rangers charging forwards, bullets whizzing through the air like angry bees made out of lead, and much faster than actual bees. Anyways, flag half-track arrives here to just save the day for Shadics after the Rangers just tore through everything like a bull in a china shop. Cyber charging forward here, 2 Cyber squads going to need to... Oh, they're going to get off a Pantherfame, taking out the University and the AC's down as well, of course. So right here, TwistedTootsy's lost both his vehicles. He's gone for Commander Doctrine, by the way. Germans have yet to choose anything there on the other hand. And there we go, we already got a glider called in here by TwistedTootsy. 11th Army Division immediately summoning air support. Well, air support, commander support, elite infantry support. And we got Panzer Grenadier out here for Pantherfame. That's the Panzer Grenadier Company. Summons 4th, some of its more hardened men. Shadics with the Aufklärungscompany is having less success up north. Again, though, now Leiarde is partly because it's split up now. Leiarde has more options to push in, but I also imagine the Rangers might be playing a small role in that. And there's reinforcement here. He is taking up, though. Good. I was starting to get worried here that Leiarde would not take up at all. That would be, I would describe as rather heavy folly. Right now, the German army is on the defensive here. 2nd Panzer Division, and its 2 companies are struggling here to put a lid on the Allied explosion for their lines. Line, though, is a bit uneven, bit of a bulge here, which they are clearly not going to try very hard to defend, but does give the Germans more option, for example, to attack the Allies from angles they are not anticipating. Though if they're going to attack head on, that's almost going to make things a lot easier for the Allies. You can see it looks like Shadics going to try and flank behind from the north. That'd be pretty effective. I mean, right here, there is basically sort of a gap they could exploit, so that way try and play around, catch maybe some units of guard, and looks like it's going to be a good move from Shadics, though. I do have to question this guy enough firepower. I mean, a flak half-track and 2 full squads, depending on what's in this little pocket here, might not work out. Then again, if you could sort of catch them off guard. Oh, there we go. Might just pay off here. Might just pay off for Shadics. Very strong flank here, maybe. Yes. Troops getting suppressed. Jumpers arriving suppressed. False because they're using the cover laid down by Leiarde against him. Rifleman wiped out. Full squad got wiped out. Captain flanking, but still getting a rifle squad. It's actually kind of worth it more, though they were upgraded. Rangers taking here from the flag half. Tax jumpers moving in. There we go. Grenade off. Mine goes off. Heavy loss there amongst Leiarde's men. And there you go. Flag half check opening up further, causing harm, casualties, and woe. Need to pop smoke and retreat there, I think. Sturmpani's wiped quite a loss here for Shadics, though. And the German army in the south. We got a large skirmish between Pantherfame and... Oh, it's utter pandemonium. The lines are completely messed up, and the tank is left lying behind everywhere. Heavy infantry loss of a TwistedTootsy. He's lost sappers, sections, anti-tank, and he's going though for a crumble, but good God, utter carnage. And we can see that Pantherfame is just wrecking the anti-tank guns. He's having none of that. Remember, don't use the British equipment, you'll get syphilis. Really? Yeah, totally. The British all have syphilis from terrible teeth. You can also catch terrible teeth, so don't touch that scheiße. Up north, the Shadics has secured it though. At a high cost, he's going forward, so himself. Still no doctrine from either German player, but I would say still risky, but in the end paid off there for Shadics. But it was very risky though. Partly I think paid off though by Leiarde not taking very hard. The first night going for Stewart. Also, he should have covered his flanks more, obviously, but this was something there that Shadics was able to take advantage of expertly. As for the south, there was just a complete mess for the Allies. So both Allied players have suffered, I think, quite grievously. In the end, TwistedTootsy ended up suffering more heavily than Leiarde, who was able to retreat with most of his forces in attack. There's still the issue here of the flak half-track, which is more than eagerly putting a stop to anything that's going on. Now the command squad called in here by TwistedTootsy. Stood rolling ahead here. Going for the flat half-track. All of a sudden moving in here. Kednev being overwhelmed. He's going to get the flat half-track. Stu and Punch moving up, and flat half-track goes down. The M5A1 put to the rest. More retreating, a rifle captain moving in. Rangers slowly moving out here in their own small platoon. In the south, we got the Cromley engaging Pantherfame's machine gun gewehren, and he's sneaking into force here, supporting the commandos who managed to land safely. Troops up north being overwhelmed. Shadics just do not have the defensive stop and armor to support, or infantry assault supported by armor, which is kind of what this step was used for as the later stage of the war, infantry support. Rangers moving up here. In the south, Cromwell just rolls through all of Pantherfame's things, just wrecking them left and right, though he has to be careful, doesn't get caught up in anything. In the south flank, Panzerwagen burning away at the Tommies. And the Pank gets wiped, machine gun got wiped. Good God, now it's Pantherfame's time to feel the wrath of the Commonwealth. We got two commando squads moving ahead here. Grenadiers being shredded by silenced end guns. Mortar rounds falling aimlessly about, and Cromwell in here again. Almost got the flag half check. Panzer Grenadiers too late there. Stewart moving in to barely hold the line together there. Could try and capture a machine gun here. Did lose a commander squad. No, he barely survived. Samples on the way for TwistedTootsy, which I think did bite the dust. In the north, Leiarde continues through here. We got a spare Panther calls opposite for Shadics. For Pantherfame, we got nothing as of yet. This is some intense stuff. Commanders hiding behind the hedges, ready to appear out of nowhere like a bunch of hedge wizards and just put the Germans 10 feet under. And we got the dude here roaming behind the end lines. High risk here, but he can, cause some severe disruption. That could really pay off there for Leiarde. In the north, Rangers forced back, it seems, depleted in an early engagement. And Pantherfame leaves a single grenade squad to form up a last-ditch defense. Panther moving to the commandos. Ludwig falls first, punted the grenade off, and gets a commando squad. A massive win there for Pantherfame, tactically anyways. They still lost an anti-tank gun, and they're still the MU-42, which I think TwistedTootsy should be more than happy to turn against the Germans. Folks are holding up the centre. Up north, there's Stuart rolling in here. So is he going to go then straight from the captain into the Pershing? It's starting to look like that. I mean, that's still kind of risky. They're not as risky as just not taking up at all. He should at the very least maybe consider a weapon rack to get up some BARs and some bazookas for his riflemen and re-echelons. And captain. Using the commander glider to reinforce. Very good, very good. Chrome being fixed up. He still should grab the MG-40 turn against the Germans. Grenadiers, MG mortar here. Support up for Pantherfame, gaining out the first Panzer there. As for Shadics, no sign of the Panzer there. We got Harden Obersoldaten. And there you go, grenade off. Getting one kill there, so the Rangers just sweep through. Leaving the Volkskriegs behind. Hey, you guys, you're supposed to be the good ones. Rückzug! Rückzug! Second Aufklär Company forced to concede the north, as 7th Panzer Grenadier Company continues the fighting in the south, with the Panther on the way to support. Cromwell here rolling in against them though. Flame for half-tech is by the way still operable, much to my surprise. I would have figured that Cromwell got it previously, but it seemed to get away with a sliver of health. This time though, fortune may not favour the nope! Fortune was still on its side. Panther going for the Cromwell. Panther misses. Shot bounced off the Panther 4's mighty steel armour. Armoured steel, that is. Grabbing the northern field from the captain. Stuart, rifle skirmishing against Germany from the centre. And back here, healing and reinforcement going for the Germans. We got MU-42 more on the way here to replace one lost. And we can see that TwistedTootsy has napped it for King and Country. Moving it down to the commander gate that reinforced. Making good use of that glider bar, making good use of it. That's nice to see. A lot of Allied players, those British players, when they use the commando glider, if they use it, because most still don't use commando, tend to, I think, neglect the ability that the commando glider basically acts as a reinforcement point, which is pretty powerful as well. Even then, because now the commando's just a 390 manpower squad, which is still pretty powerful, and then you basically get a free now reinforcement point on top of that. That's a pretty good deal. More Cromwell's there for TwistedTootsy. 11th Armour to reorganise. We can see that it's line up here for an assault from Pantherfame. 7th Panzer Grenadier Company lining up. Alright, Leute, I want a clean sweep. Ah, scheiße! Scheiße! Shouting in the flame for half take. A last ride here, possibly from Pantherfame. Slam Pantherfame. He's gone for lead troop by the way. Pantherfame at Pack 40 firing. Missing those shots so far. Flam has been going for it. There you go. Cromwell going in. Turret rotation a bit too slow. Smoke popped out, causing further confusion, but the flame for half take does go down and it's only abandoned. Pack 40's got out of the smoke here. Cromwell number 2 arriving. Infantry lining up here for a second assault with their machine gun, mortar, and everything else support except armor. Machine gun needs to fall back. Pack 40 getting out of the fight, and it is pinned down still. Cromwell going for the Panther 4. We could see Pantherfame loses Panther 4, and Leiarde finally calling the Pershing as he sweeps through the north. And we got here a Panther 5 for Shadics finally. Rangers out in the open to probably not attack from head on against the Orbital, at least not without smoke screens, but they are in fact standing out in the open versus the Panther 4 and the Orbital Garden facing an awful lot of machine gun fire, and other kinds of fire. And the Rangers are taking a massive dropping for it. The South TwistedTootsy there has repulsed his Pantherfame's assault, and Pantherfame has paid a butcher's bill of quite the size for it. Pershing moves up here, Propagandacaster fine, but we can see there Shadics men are getting absolutely beaten silly. So some intense engagement here on several corners of the map here. Flam Panzerwagen now in the hands of the British. So, how do you drive this win? I think you need to sit on the other side, Lawrence. Oh, God, they drive in that side of the road. Afraid so. This is where the sauerkraut goes. You don't use sauerkraut, but it's a German vehicle. It runs on fuel like everything else, even if they can't afford it. Up north here, Pershing with him to support, pushing back the full Grenadiers, landing a nice hit. Fix Cromwell's not being fixed against the Flam Panzerwagen. There you go. The Brits are now in control of that. As for Leiarde, he's got the Pershing. I think he should consider taking up next, going for the Major and then pushing out some Jacksons or Shermans to support his Pershing. Stuttgart here for Leiarde, or Pantherfame. Apparently they can't afford any more Panther 4s right away for the 7th Panzer Grenadier Company after they threw away that Panzer 4. But Herr Oberst, please, nein, you threw it away. You have to, you know, earn yourself a new one. Scheiße. I heard that. Sorry. Rangers sweeping northwards there. Pershing is good to go reasonably. Captain charging, or being charged by the Panther Grenadiers, and the Panthers suffer a heavy price for it. They should at least try and stick more to cover, at least take up a better angle, but there you go, they end up pulling through. Mostly due to the presence of the 2 Orbital squad appearing on the flank. That tends to do the trick. There you go, big sweep from the Rangers. They have to get closer still. Got 2 Orbital squads hanging back here, which can very much give the Rangers quite a headache, in particular since the Pershing support is, shall we say, a bit off. But there you go, arrives, shoots, misses, grenades off, but that doesn't quite leave the mark on the Germans either. British players should probably try and move up to support them. We got more to cover up there somehow, I think, up north here to that way supports team at the very least. Very good. And there you go, white phosphorus going down, throwing confusion into the lines here. Stu going for the Pershing, pushing it back. We can see there's now a push up here from the south from TwistedTootsy. Needs to be careful. You could also consider maybe using assault or, you know, smoke raid operation. You have seen right wings, you know, put that one to excellent use. Absolutely amazing use. We'll see if he ends up with that. Cromwell running through. Need to be careful. Pershing stood supporting each other here in the centre, but with no support. Leiarde might pushing his luckiness and pushing further northwards here with a single rifle squad. TwistedTootsy continues his armoured push. Machine gun wipe. He gets another machine gun away here from Pantherfame. Shadics, by the way, here at the 24-minute mark is still not chosen a doctor. I do think that's a mistake. Stood falling back here. Back here, healing reinforcement. Mines being laid down. Very good work there, but TwistedTootsy, very good work. Panther 4 falling back up north there. Rifle push back here by Shadics. Inevitable counter-attack. As there we go. Oh, he's right next to the Schwer Panzer going to take. That's going to be big loss here for the Germans. Shadics will certainly be in a sore spot. Almost got it there. Lots of fire going in. Down to half health. Fulska's moving in. Stug. Panther 4 on the way there as well. Panther could actually turn another Stug here now. Direct hits on the Cromwell by the Stug. Every bit of armor misses the Stug. That's kind of lucky there for Pantherfame. Otherwise, let's go down. Then he charges in anyways. Apparently feeling luck's going to keep at it like that. And there you go, men go nuts. Shoots and added, virtually 2 gain, pop smoke retreats, pack the wiped out by the Orbital. Unfortunately, Panthers moving in to support the Grenadiers in the south. Cromwell continue to fall back here as the Germans launch a rather desperate assault, I feel, across open ground against the Allied position, but due to some damage already suffered, it seems to work out slightly, and the spare Panther quarters is somehow still there. Grabbing in the centre victory point, Pershing moving in, Rangers sweeping forwards. No sign of takeover there for Leiarde, no attempt of gaining out more armour than just that single Pershing and Stuart. I definitely feel that could be a mistake. TwistedTootsy meanwhile is going for Fly to provide support. Very good decision there, I think. Very good. And the north, a single Stuart roams in here, unsupported. Unsurprisingly, Shadics in this case I'd anticipate with Leiarde a very good one. In the centre though, Rangers exposed, bun grenade off. Heavy casualty is forced away, but got the anti-tank gun. And the orbs on themselves also forced to fall back because, again, with little to no cover, that's the Pershing. That's practically a, you know, suicide. No additional armor here for Pantherfame. We got the Stuart almost fixed up. Alex can remain in control of the map here. Leiarde could maybe consider some finding positions if he doesn't want to spend, you know, his resource on tech and, you know, other stuff like weapon racks. Finding positions, at least hopes on the point, would be pretty good investment then, but so far Leiarde is not quite heading that direction, it seems. Section I need to fall back. Nice hit in the Pershing. Panzer on the way for Pantherfame, so he's getting another Panzerkampfwagen. Rather than there, exposed out in the open. And we got more to go around here. Could break up the German defense / counter-attack. Repost there maybe? I don't know. And it's MG4 holding up here, manned by re-echelons. Causing confusion there. Pioneers wiped out as they tried to repair the Schwer Panzer. Of course, got a Yak Panzer out there for Shadics. And there you go, Cromwell's arrived. Veteran 2, half-8, Veteran 3. Second one being repaired, and we got the Firefly as well here. And there you go, Yak Panzer and Panzer 4 arrives here more or less at the same time. These almost wiped out by the Cromwell. Oh, this is rather intense stuff. Rather intense stuff. Second Panzer to be shown here. Certainly finds herself struggling a bit versus the 3rd Armoured and 11th Armoured Divisions here. Stug and Pantherful, Jagdpanzer and Pantherful going for the Cromwell. Stug here supporting push by the infantry for the centre. Cromwell there dodges an awful lot of shots, but not enough, and then goes up in flames. Got the Pershing there, need to fall back further. Firefly's also in bad state here. Direct here, and the Stug almost got it, but the Stug could very well take out the Pershing. There you go, Pershing escapes. Damn close there, damn close. As all this is happening, the Germans are concentrating so much over in the north that Leiarde realised he could push northwards here with his Ranger squads. And now we can see that Shadics just pushing in everything. All of his infantry, all of his armour. Still no doctrine. Firefly then being repaired. Gets got in the Panther 4. Cromwell soaks up most of the hits, and the Yak Panzer could try to fight the Yak Panzer to deal with it. Here, Firefly could go down. Here could go down. Shoots. Ah! Oh no! The Cromwell blocks it. He tries to take out the tulip rockets, but the Yak Panzer gets off an attack round shot or something, taking out the Firefly. That was really close there. Had the Cromwell not inadvertently blocked the retreat there of the Firefly, might be able to save it. North there, Pantherful repulsing both Ranger squads. Victory points whilst the Germans starting to look a bit low here versus the Allies. Rifle squad wiped out by the Orbital Dart and Panther 4 combo, and inordinate amount of firepower just puts them to, well, permanent rest. Another truck on the way though. Shadics could very well be a mechanized regular to help repairs, maybe push for a King Tiger. Shadics continue though to be without a doctrine. And we got the 6-pounder gun out. Pershing fires, misses, close to 22. Panther 4 shoots, penetrates. Bit of luck there for Shadics. At this stage, you probably benefit most from going for elite armor and using the heat rounds. Munitions catch up for TwistedTootsy, of course, more munitions, but also Leiarde. And he's now using combined arms. Like, you know, use combined arms with the Pershing. That makes the Pershing a lot more dangerous. He's not even laying down mines anymore. In fact, he's now calling another Ranger squad to probably equip with some machine guns, but he's just not using the rest of his resource very efficiently. I mean, he's almost got 400 fuel. He could just take that, maybe push again for Panther 4. So Jackson's, I mean, the bear of Jackson's right now would be, I think, worth a weight in gold, to be honest. Versus the Germans, for their reasons, Leiarde is just obsessed with the Pershing. Seems to be a potential case of Fuhrer syndrome, which honestly we haven't seen in some time. I thought it was a disease we had eradicated, but clearly there are still a few sufferers. Second mission to catch up here for TwistedTootsy. He seems very intent on getting up some mortar cover there maybe, but Leiarde is just not using it, so he just ends up being flooded with munitions, it seems, which is a bit of a shame. With the Pershing got ready to on that. Good hit on the mortar. Pantherfame and Shadics treat the line sort of join up and provide a more cohesive defense against the Pershing. And there you go, Pershing pulls it too far. They pulled smoke actually for once, but it's too late here, and the Pershing goes down. That was, I think, very foolhardy there by Leiarde. Very foolhardy. Also quite costly, just, you know, threw away essentially Veteran 2 Pershing. Though the Pershing does veterans you up fast compared to most armor, and even especially heavy armor. But even then, it's not really something you want to do. Now needs to be careful doesn't help losing the range as well into the Panther 4, which is laying down some very accurate and lethal fire. Small engagement, they got commanded by the German LMG-42. It would certainly be bad news for the Germans if they actually managed to grab an orbital on the LMG-34, because that would be a lot of firepower. And taking their overwhelmed, armor piercing rounds up, Panther 4 that looks to flank it. Need to get some armor support in to help deal with the Panther 4, otherwise that anti-tank and crew is very dead in a short amount of time. And in this case, the answer looks to be trouble. We got the Crom moving in, but the shot already bounces. Stewart moving in. Leiarde, I think, stalling here for the Pershing. Betty feeling the Stewart, and Pantherfame can actually go for Tiger now if he wants to. Don't know if he should go for it. I mean, he's not got a lot of troops. Of course, Shadics got plenty, so maybe he could make work. And Leiarde throws away his veteran free Stewart as well. A critical loss. Victory points whilst they got the Germans still bleeding out a bit up north. Not quite having full success, but there you go. And we do see the Tigers out here for Pantherfame. The Germans are pushing here for NC, it seems, preparing for the big push. Push which should just destroy the Allies in this sector. TwistedTootsy going for a far fleet, got more white forces to defend the center victory point, break the Germans' push, to shatter it. Rangers there, oh, not Rangers, what the hell am I talking about? Sappers in here with the Kedden effort. Fun grenade from the Sappers though. Oh! Oh! Good lord, almost got a wipe there. In fact, almost got two wipes. And now I got the Panther 4, the Tigers rolling in here. White Phosphorus the stall to the attack for a bit. Leiarde is way too far off here from the Pershing. Entertaining swarmed here by the Tigers. Not enough firepower to stop that one. Plus it's moving, only making it easier for the Entertainer. There we got smoke down from TwistedTootsy. Just trying to help, but the problem is, like, the Tigers just keeps driving. Like, there's not a lot they can sort of seriously threaten in terms of just raw firepower, except the anti-tank gun, which just was in a poor position. And there you go, Tigers wipes out the crew. There you go, Firefly arrives and misses spectacularly. Big push here from the Germans through the centre. The Allied lines are cracking, buckling, falling apart. Well, there you go. Leiarde sweeping in from the north. Rangers, anti-tank guns, ready to give those Germans some good old-fashioned America. And taking up the promise, of course, can they handle Obersoldaten squad supported by Tiger Aces and other fun things. And the tank, in fact, just got focused down by the Obersoldaten in a matter of moments. Rangers now exposed to the deadly German elements out in the open. Ranger squad. Oh, no! He accidentally recruited the Kedden effort with the Ranger squad. Oh, no. He's finally able to call in the Pershing, and he's about to lose another Ranger squad if he's not careful, but that was painful. So we got the Pershing number 2 out here for Leiarde. Got the northern victory point, bleeding down the Germans further. What is this? It's a demo charge from the commandos. Ready to blow up that pine tree in case the Fuhrer decides he wants him a tree for Christmas. I mean, apparently determined that's exactly the type of tree Hitler would want for Christmas. Exactly that tree. How do we know it's that tree? Well, we found the best Hitler Christmas treeologist, and he determined it was that tree. Are you kidding me? I'm afraid not. They're really desperate to kill him. Back here, healing reinforcement going on. Well, mostly reinforcement. Healing seems to have rather ceased to an extent. Commanders creeping up. They're hiding in behind a fence, apparently making a very good impression of a wire fence. One of the damn best ever. Six, meanwhile, did not succeed to disguise them as a tree very well. Suffered the penalty. And the commanders get spotted. My question is, TwistedTootsy realise this before it's too late? The Pioneers, they don't seem to have realised that commanders there. Anti-tank and Crom's all skirmishing off here. Big push here though, and we got the Pantherfame as well. They could consider maybe some air supremacy operation. Those will help break it up, otherwise it's going to need, I don't know, something there. Almost got one of the Pantherfame. The Firefly goes down. It was just too slow. That Pershing almost taken out. No H-trap rounds, no combined arms, no nothing. Crom getting focused down here by Pantherfame's massive armoured assault. Smoke's from down for the Crom, but he's just too late. 119 points left here for the Germans. And there you go, attack from the north here by Panzer Force. Shadics swings in, with by yet to go for Doctrine. Rolling in heavily damaged Pershing. Leiarde's barely got anything left now. TwistedTootsy has barely got anything left now. We got the Vetchi 3 commanders. We got the Vetchi 2 Panther 4 moving in. That was close there. Of course, Pantherfame's going to struggle to replace his losses, but with the Tiger Ace on and basically Vetchi 3 Stuke plus some other bits there, and of course Shadics, he can probably sort of do reasonably well there. In particular with the loss they just managed to inflict. And what is this? Are they going to rush straight for the Allied base? They are. So in the Yak Panzer and the Panzer 4, Pershing exposed, Riesland's exposed. Pershing almost taken down. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. And ambulance is kaput. We shot an ambulance just reported as, I don't know, gun wagons. The Americans love guns. He's got a Riesland squad and a Ranger squad left. Now he's lost his Pershing. The Germans are right at his doorstep. We see TwistedTootsy trying to get everything out of there before it gets murdered by the Germans. You can see there, Shadics and Pantherfame are not going to push the luck further. They're just going to fall back very cautiously. But this has gone rather horrifically wrong for the Allies. In part, I think the issue is very much there, just over-focusing on the Pershing. I mean, a very heavy case of Fuhrer syndrome, which honestly I haven't seen in quite some time. Mine goes off in the Tiger Ace. Third Pershing out for Leiarde and the 3rd Armoured Division. Seems like the High Command is still confident this can be won. Is still feeding in reinforcements, still feeding in troops into this battle. Mortar cover called in there, trying to just ruin the day for the Germans as the Pershing rolls in with the commander squad and support. H-trap round hits the ground. Ah, that's a waste. Though he's got so much munition he can afford to waste. Need to pull back the Pershing though. Yak Pan's moving, Pack 40 firing, good hit then the Tiger Ace, but needs to pull back the Pershing. He needs to pull it back. He can't afford to lose it like this. Panzer Stuke rolling hit here, Stuke rolling across the road. Main gun out in the Pershing, smoke popped on the Stuke. Yak Pan's rolling back. Up far north, Leiarde harassing a bit with the Riesland squad. He's lost his Rangers. He's down to just Riesland and the Pershing. TwistedTootsy's doing a bit better, but this is certainly looking pretty rough. We're at the 40-minute mark, and Shadics has still yet to choose a Doctrine. That's a bit disconcerting. Also moving in halfway to Vetchi 4, tearing through Leiarde's echelons. Firefly sending out. But certainly would seem like the scales have tipped against the Allies here. Partly again, I would say, due to Leiarde's just utter refusal to consider anything about the Pershing. I mean, I'd not be surprised if just Leiarde had like a really big picture of the Pershing sort of hung up in his room with a Pershing t-shirt, the Pershing novelty mug. That might be a bit rough. He clearly loves it. It's just, it seems a bit counterproductive for him. Firefly moving up there. TwistedTootsy going to need more than one, I think, to stand a chance at this stage. The Firefly's great versus like single targets, but versus large number of German armor, like the Germans have right now, the Firefly doesn't count an issue. I mean, he might want to consider at least a Churchill to help soak up some of the fire, you know, basically acting as a sponge or shield for the Firefly, sort of help survive longer, because right now one of the issues, it just gets focused down very fast by the Germans, who have obviously no interest in leaving the Firefly alive for more than 2 seconds. Nice flank here, but Shadics completely catching Leiarde off guard there again. Has got no forces left to actually even cover the flank anymore. Basically, it's just down to TwistedTootsy to form any sort of kind of field control here. There go bazooka teams, and they get the Panzer IV. Leiarde finally, 40 minutes into the game, gets weapon racks. He should have done that sooner, like BARs on the rifle, bazookas on the rear, and everything else. I think would have helped Leiarde a ton versus the Germans, but he was just for some reason utterly unconcerned with that. And this reaction just got wiped out. Also on there with 26 kills for the fatherland. In the south, TwistedTootsy tries to still form some sort of cohesive battle line, but Pantherfame and the 2nd Panzergrenadier Company, or the 2nd Panzer Division, is having none of that. He's actually going to send the Persian there with a sliver of health. Yes, the elf is, and now TwistedTootsy lost a section here. Betting to the Pershing, but it's looking pretty bad here for the Americans. It's looking pretty bad for the Allies, particularly the Americans. Rierson's wiped. He's down to just the Pershing and a Rierson squad. He has to train more. He's barely got the resources. TwistedTootsy calling in more to cover. And he's got plenty of manpower but no fuel. He probably should have built fuel caches rather than munitions caches to help him get out more tanks, even if Leiarde, for whatever reason, is just tankophobic besides the Pershing. Cromwell away there for TwistedTootsy. Good British arm. There you go. Pantherfame launching a coordinated assault into the south here. Only a Firefly and a Vickers machine gun is there to stop this hammer blow from Deutschland. And now the Vickers is basically left behind as the Tigers moves up. There you go, Panther IV John Sent. Building is already at half structural integrity. Almost gets knocked out, and the Vickers is out in the open. Sets up by Auto. Oh, most of the Germans are missed, but there you go. Mortar finishes it off. TwistedTootsy with 900 manpower. And we got another Panther IV out here for Shadics. Pershing, potentially supported by a lot of Riersons with bazookas, moves towards the centre. He probably should not be attacking into where the Germans like to have a bunch of defenders. Rather, they should be trying to look for easy targeting. They're trying to somehow defeat them in detail. Right now, I think just trying to take on the German bull by the horns is a very, very bad idea for Leiarde. Shoots and misses at the Panther IV. The Suga team's moving up there. There we go, lots of hits, more Panther IVs moving in. Yak Panzer not moving. Commander's heading for the centre victory point. Almost got the Panther IV there. Rierson's taking staggering casualties out there to the orbital line with the light machine. He's just shredding the Riersons. Like shredding paper. Commander's doing with the cannon. Pershing falling back here. It's utter pandemonium. Utter madness in the south. The Germans just overwhelming TwistedTootsy's remaining forces. Stoogs, Tiger Aces rolling in here. Infantry following up as well. They almost got the Stoog though. Almost got the Stoog Ace. Pioneers pinned down and murdered by the sappers wielding the machine gun. Stoog almost down. Shot bounces from the Cromwell. Anti-tank shoots. Oh, and the Panther IV gets the Firefly, leaving TwistedTootsy under the Cromwell. Pershing moves in. It gets the Stoog. Half H53. So now the Pershing versus the Ace. You should definitely try and pop an H-rip round here. And there we go. Oh, the Tiger Ace moves. Yes, Try again. But there you go. Now Pantherfame joining us. Well, the Pershing is alone. It's unsupported. TwistedTootsy is forced to fall back. And the Pershing gets abandoned. Smoke falls in too late. Much too late. At this stage, I think it's largely GG. I don't really see the Allies coming back from this at this stage. Even with the opponent's lone victory points, like, they're just being too much stuff, and Leiarde has just basically sold himself out so much on short-term gains. He just can't fight in the longer term now anymore at all. And TwistedTootsy just can't carry on. And there you go, Leiarde pops out. Game over. A loss for the Allies, a victory for the Germans. Was close at times, but in the end, I think it's all part of just Leiarde who just really sunk the match. He ended up actually doing more damage, more kills. Also note, he suffered much more for it. He paid a much higher price for it. And again, he all just executed a much more short-sighted strategy again, because he never tagged up. He never tagged up again. This is the AI tagging up. Had he gone for tanks to support the Pershing, for example, or Jacksons, they would have been much better off. They also, I think, tend to be just pushing against the Germans when they probably shouldn't have. They should try more outmaneuvering, and they should have dug in more mines at times, you know, finding positions for the Allies. Definitely, I think, some inefficient resource usage. Then TwistedTootsy should have tried, you know, stuff like smoke raid operation or assault. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they basically just never utilized, and I think that's one of the bigger issues. Shadics, on the other hand, should have chosen a doctrine. Like, had the Allies pushed harder and more efficiently, his lack of doctrine could have proven critical in that sense as well. Pantherfame, I would say, played pretty well. So there you go, a brutal and spectacular 2 vs 2 right here in Val Farmlands with heavy losses and some very close encounters on both sides. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial Links, and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. If you like what I do consider supporting. You can find links in the video description for the Patreon or PayPal. All the supporting through there helps me out a ton. This is Imperial Links signing off, and see you all tomorrow. Cheers.